We are warriors. We are champions. We are gods.
Once again, I opened the Bible I took from the hands of a dying priest, seeking to decipher the complexities of this so-called modern nation. More than that, I use it as a tool to recalibrate my perception. I have studied many ancient texts, yet the book of Matthew has always stood out within the Bible. Its portrayal of Jesus has consistently intrigued me, offering layers of insight that few seem to grasp. I give honor to a man connected to the God force, and in return, I make use of his teachings. Over the centuries, I've used the wisdom of Jesus to reshape reality time and time again. One of my most profound shifts in perspective came from Matthew's account of Jesus. It strengthened me once, and now, as I revisit the foundations that guide me, I return to the book of Matthew, seeking another moment of transformation and clarity. As I immerse myself once more in the teachings of the ancient codex, one particular passage calls out to me, beckoning with its profound simplicity and hidden depth. The account of a Roman officer demonstrating faith in Matthew 8:5-13 is a narrative often glossed over by those who fail to grasp the magnitude of what truly transpired. But for me, it is a lesson in power, authority, and the unwavering operation of universal law. A testament to the forces that govern our world and how they bend to the will of those who understand them. When Jesus returned to Capernaum, it was not a Jew, a disciple, or a follower of the covenant who approached him, but a Roman officer, a man of authority, discipline, and understanding. This officer, a symbol of the empire that oppressed the very people Jesus came to save, demonstrated a comprehension of divine principles that few in Israel could match. He came not as a beggar, not as a man desperate for miracles, but as one who understood the nature of command and the power of spoken word. "Lord, my young servant lies in bed, paralyzed and in terrible pain," he said, his voice steady, devoid of the desperation that so often taints the pleas of lesser men. Jesus, recognizing the sincerity in the man's request, offered to come and heal the servant. But here, the Roman officer did something extraordinary, something that even amazed the Son of God. "Lord, I am not worthy to have you come into my home. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed." With these words, the officer revealed his deep understanding of authority, both human and divine. He knew that just as he commanded his soldiers, and they obeyed without question, so too could Jesus command the forces of life and spirit from a distance. He understood that true power does not require physical presence. It requires only the will and the word. When Jesus heard this, he marveled. He turned to the crowd following him and said, "I tell you the truth, I haven't seen faith like this in all Israel." And he spoke a prophecy that echoes through time to this very day, that many who were not of Israel would come to sit with the patriarchs in the kingdom of heaven, while those who were meant to inherit it would be cast out, lost in their ignorance and pride. This account is not just a story of faith. It is a revelation of how the universe truly works. It is a reminder that the laws governing our reality are universal, impartial, and unyielding. They are not swayed by race, status, or creed. They respond only to those who understand and align with them. The Roman officer's faith was not the blind, desperate faith of the masses. It was a calculated understanding of how authority operates across all realms, physical and spiritual. He recognized that Jesus wielded an authority that transcended the need for physical intervention, an authority that could command the very fabric of reality itself. This is the essence of true faith, not merely belief, but an understanding of the mechanics of power. This understanding is what sets the officer apart from the rest of Israel, and why Jesus marveled at his faith. The officer did not need signs, wonders, or miracles to believe. He understood that the nature of authority is enough to set the universe into motion. This is the faith that moves mountains, the faith that commands results, not through pleading or begging, but through a deep understanding of the natural and universal laws that govern all things. What the Roman officer recognized, and what so many fail to see, is the immutable law of cause and effect, a law that operates without bias or favoritism. This law is the very foundation of the universe, the engine that drives all outcomes. Every action creates ripples, and those ripples influence results. This is the essence of power, to understand that every thought, word, and deed is a cause that will produce an effect, no matter who you are, where you are, or when you exist. God, spirit, life, it shows no favoritism. It doesn't matter if you are a Roman officer, a Jew, a king, or a beggar. If you live in alignment with these laws, you will reap the benefits. The officer knew this. He understood that the laws of God are not bound by human constructs. They are omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, working anytime, anywhere, on anything. This is why Jesus did not hesitate to heal the servant from a distance. The physical proximity was irrelevant. What mattered was the alignment of the officer's will with the divine law. This alignment is what triggered the healing, what set the universe into motion to produce the desired effect. In the officer's words, I see a reflection of the principle that governs all true power: deliberate, intentional action. He was deliberate in his approach to Jesus, direct in his request, and confident in the outcome. This is how one must approach life if they are to master it. You must be deliberate in your actions, intentional in your thoughts, and unwavering in your faith in the laws that govern reality. It is not enough to wish for change or hope for miracles. You must act with the authority and understanding that the Roman officer displayed. You must recognize that you have the power to command your reality, to shape the world around you through your actions and your will. This is the essence of the Demigod Code, a life lived with purpose, mastery, and deliberate influence. Life is like a Rubik's Cube, constantly shifting and rearranging itself. The things you desire are on one side of the cube, and you are on the other. God does not come down to rearrange the cube for you. Rather, He sets things in motion, people, events, circumstances, so that your desires move closer to you. But simply because your desires are in motion does not mean they will come to you automatically. You must take action to align yourself with those desires. You must train, grow, and evolve into the kind of person who naturally attracts the outcomes you seek. The Roman officer did not passively hope for healing. He actively sought it, understanding that his words and actions would bring his desires into reality. This is how the universe works. It responds to those who act with authority, who align themselves with the natural and universal laws that govern all things. It is not enough to wish for success, health, or happiness. You must become the embodiment of those things. You must live and breathe the nature of the end goal. In order to be a champion, you must first become one in mind, spirit, and action. The Roman officer's understanding transcended the limitations of human constructs. Government, religion, social status. He knew that these things are irrelevant in the face of divine law. No government, institution, or system can stop the operation of cause and effect. They cannot prevent the ripples you create with your deliberate actions, nor can they halt the power of your words when spoken with authority. The only thing that can stand in your way is you, your fear, your doubt, your ignorance. These are the chains that bind you, the obstacles that prevent you from invoking the full power of the universe in your favor. This is why so many fail to achieve their desires. They are paralyzed not by external forces, but by their own internal limitations. But the Roman officer was not bound by such limitations. He did not allow his status as a Gentile, as an officer of an oppressive regime, to stop him from seeking the power of God. He understood that the laws of the universe bow to no one, and that anyone who aligns with these laws will see their desires manifest. One of the most profound lessons from this passage is the egalitarian nature of divine favor. God shows no favoritism. The laws of the universe do not favor one person over another based on their birthright, their religion, or their social status. They respond only to alignment with truth, with the natural and universal principles that govern reality. This is a truth that many fail to grasp, clinging instead to the belief that they are special, that they are chosen, that they are somehow more deserving of divine favor than others. But the Roman officer's faith shattered this illusion. He, a Gentile, an outsider, demonstrated a faith that even Jesus marveled at, a faith that outshone that of the Israelites, the very people for whom the kingdom was prepared. This should serve as a warning and a lesson to all who seek divine favor. It is not enough to be born into the right religion, to follow the right rituals, or to recite the right prayers. What matters is your understanding of how the universe works and your ability to align with it. This is the only path to true power, true mastery. Finally, there is the question of quality, of the intention and expertise that one brings to their actions. The Roman officer's request was not made in desperation or ignorance. It was made with a clear understanding of the authority he was invoking. This is why his servant was healed, because the quality of his request was in alignment with the divine law. In your own life, you must ask yourself, is this the best quality I have to offer? Are my actions, my words, my thoughts aligned with the highest standards of excellence? It is the quality of your intentions and the expertise you bring to your endeavors that will invoke the support of divine forces. This is power that cannot be bought or borrowed. It can only be earned through deliberate, disciplined practice. A master, a true demigod. The Roman officer's faith was a faith born of understanding, authority, and deliberate action. It was a faith that transcended the physical and tapped into the spiritual, commanding results through alignment with universal law. This is the faith that I embody, the faith that drives my every action, my every decision. For I know that I am surrounded by power, power that is accessible to me, no matter who I am, where I come from, or when I exist. This is the power of the Demigod code, the power of living in alignment with the divine. And as long as I continue to act with authority, with understanding, and with the highest quality, the universe will respond. This is how God works. This is how I work. And this is how you too can work. If you have the faith to understand, the authority to command, and the discipline to act. That is the Demigod code. If you've happened upon this journal entry, understand one thing. I do not subscribe to your human-made Christian religion. Make no mistake, to those with conditioned minds, I am the villain. This is not about being a Christian, nor simply believing in God. It is about efficiency, growth, wonder, and above all, evolution. It's about realizing your highest potential and wielding it to shape reality. It's about sharpening and amplifying your strengths while maintaining balance, ensuring your weaknesses don't dominate. Mastery is what I offer, and though reality has its rules, know this: God, what we call life, is on your side. I have only ever sought to be fully unleashed, to achieve my godhood, and that is all I wish for you. Even if you reject everything I represent, I leave you with this universal truth. Let your soul wrestle with it and see where it takes you. True power lies not in outward displays of faith, but in the understanding and mastery of universal laws, where belief and deliberate action shape reality itself.